Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today I am going to talk about my favorite and least favorite commercials from Super Bowl 52. First of all, congrats to the Eagles for winning the Super Bowl, and congrats to Justin Timberlake for pulling off a camouflage suit. That's difficult to do. But I wanted to talk about the advertisements because they're what everyone focuses on, whether you're a fan of the game or not. People shush other people at parties to watch the commercials. That's very odd, but it happens. We love our spending money in America. Big part of this game, big part of this day. YouTube always curates, well, I don't know if they've always done it, but for the past few years, they've curated a page where you can watch every single advertisement from the big game. I've linked that below, and I have linked all of my commercials I'm going to mention in this video below in a numbered list. I am going from least favorite to favorite. And I wanted to mention some things at the start, some qualifications. I am not going to mention any trailers, although I loved the Westworld Season 2 trailer. If you haven't seen Westworld, it was a great show. It is a great show, and I am super excited for Season 2. Shouts out to them for using Kanye Runaway piano chords on the trailer for Season 2. That was awesome. The trailer for Solo finally dropped. I was wondering if a trailer was ever going to drop for that movie. I feel like it's going to be bad because it took Disney so long to promote it, but maybe they were just waiting for The Last Jedi hype to kind of die off before they released a Solo trailer. That looks great. And shouts out to Netflix for making big moves. They dropped the trailer for the Cloverfield Paradox, a sequel to Cloverfield in the Cloverfield universe. And then they premiered the movie, The Cloverfield Paradox, immediately after the game. So that was a big move. Only Netflix can do something like that, and that's really pushing ahead and pushing into the future what you can do with movies, what these streaming companies can do with movies, and we can kind of move away from the old days of waiting so long for a movie to come out, and it's really exciting stuff. Also, before I get into my list, I wanted to mention two ads with YouTubers, Rhett and Link for Wix.com, and Rice Gum was in an ad for Monster, not the drink, not the headphones. And they make cables, and Iggy Azalea was in it. Also, YouTube TV sponsored the pregame show, and there was a YouTube TV ad which featured no YouTubers. So, thanks for the love, YouTube. Great website. Without further ado, let's get into my top 10 list of sorts of my least favorite and favorite commercials, starting with my least favorite, Hyundai. If you haven't seen it, once again, I've linked the commercial below and every other commercial I'm going to talk about, but this Hyundai commercial featured people that were probably at a Hyundai dealership or they were at the DMV. I don't know. They were somewhere in line. I was getting snacks. And these people pull the people that were standing around or in line into this separate room and say, we need to show you something. And it's these TV screens with people who said, I had cancer as a child, pediatric cancer. And because you bought a Hyundai vehicle, that helped with my cancer. I don't have cancer anymore. I want to give you a hug. And it's like, oh, wow. If you buy Hyundai vehicles, then you help with cancer. And that's a great thing that Hyundai does that for kids with cancer. But what if they took the millions of dollars they spent on the commercial promoting the fact that they help kids with cancer and just gave it to kids with cancer? I feel like that would be a better thing to do with multiple millions of dollars. And I'm sure they give multiple millions of dollars anyway. I guess that's what they stated in the commercial. But I hate when people, especially companies, I mean, it's one thing when people do it, but when companies pat themselves on the back for the hard work they did. And you're going to notice that as a common theme in the commercials I was not a big fan of. When I'm looking at vehicles, I'm trying to see if the seats are heated for these cold Michigan winters. I'm trying to see what the radio situation is like. What I'm not thinking about is what the vehicle's going to do for someone with pediatric cancer. Maybe that makes me an asshole. I just don't like the pat yourself on the back way of advertising. I would have rather have had the Hyundai drive off of a flaming building and do cool stuff. And then you think that you can do cool stuff with a Hyundai, but you probably can't. So that's number 1 on my least favorite. So it's 10 on my, you'll see in the description. At number 9, similar theme, Dodge. They took an excerpt from a Martin Luther King Jr. speech and used it in their commercial. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights icon and inarguably, in my opinion, one of the greatest Americans to have ever lived. He was not a car salesman, and it was a little weird seeing him speaking in promotion of Dodge vehicles. I guess it was supposed to be in promotion of other stuff, like being inclusive and diversity and, well, not diversity in your vehicle choices. Only choose Dodge. That's important. Like, be diverse with other people, but Dodge cars only. And I'm sure his family got paid for this. Hopefully the money got put to good use. But again, with the theme of just to pat yourself on the back and using a civil rights icon to promote your products. I didn't really like that. My third least favorite commercial, the Applebees commercial for their new quesadilla burger. This just looks like absolute shit. If you eat this, you should feel bad about yourself. The only reason you would be at an Applebees is if you feel bad about yourself and don't have a lot of money. I've been there, but work hard. Get away from that time in your life. Don't be at an Applebees. This is disgusting. Next one, number 7 on my unofficial countdown, T-Mobile. Again, with the patting ourselves on the back, we're all for diversity. We're a nice company that promotes good stuff. And all of these babies are going to be the future of the world. And they're going to buy T-Mobile products because we love women, we love minorities, we love people who buy T-Mobile products. Most of all, yeah, T-Mobile, not great. I'm not going to buy T-Mobile products because you like babies. Everyone likes babies. They're cute. I get it. At number 6, I don't know if many people saw this one, but the Healthy Choice ad for their new Korean spicy meal or something, it had a very, hey kids, we're cool vibe to it. Hey fellow kids of the internet, we say cool stuff like this.
Kdog from Florida says,
Kdog!
Kdog!
We're hip, we know the lingo, we're sassy.
Go spicy or go home.
No one says that, Kate.
I'm sorry, Healthy Choice, I just wasn't digging it. And the last of my least favorites, the Kia advertisement featuring Steven Tyler, who is 70 years old, and through the magic of driving this new Kia vehicle, drives back into his youth, which is a great way to break the stereotype that the only people who drive Kia vehicles are in their 70s. And when I see them get out of the Kia vehicles, they're still in their 70s. So that's kind of false advertising. You get in trouble for that on YouTube, but you can do it in the Super Bowl if you're a big company like Kia. So a little bummed that you did that, Kia. False advertising, but you know, we'll move on to the good ones now. Before I get into my top 4 favorites, I wanted to give a 3-way tie honorable mention to Rocket Mortgage because it's a Detroit-based company and there was a lot of Detroit stuff in the commercial. The Jeep ad with Jeff Goldblum, the best vehicle ad by far because it's Jeff Goldblum and he's running away from a dinosaur in a vehicle. That was awesome. And the Amazon ad featuring Alexa losing her voice and all the celebrities replacing her voice got a light chuckle from me, especially at the Gordon Ramsay part. Now I'm going to hit you with my most favoritist Super Bowl commercials. My unofficial countdown, this would be number 4, Eli Manning and Odell Beckham Jr. dancing together. I'm no Giants fan. They had a rough season. But there's something about that Eli Manning that makes me laugh. He's just so wholesome. It's really hard to hate Eli Manning. I'm not a fan of the Giants. I'm not a fan of one of the rival teams of the Giants. Maybe it's much easier to hate him if you're a Cowboys fan or a Philly fan or a Redskins fan or a Patriots fan. But he's just such a wholesome guy, and he's dancing with Odell Beckham Jr. It was beautiful. I just enjoyed it. I'm sorry. It hit me in the feels. At number 3, the Doritos / Mountain Dew ad with Peter Dinklage and Morgan Freeman. They were kind of tied together, so I'll mention them together. It was a pretty cool concept, obviously riding the Game of Thrones hype while the show is still on television, although it's still going to be on television for a couple more years now since the season finale or the final season isn't happening until 2019. I'll be almost 30 by then. But we're riding on the Game of Thrones hype, and we got Peter Dinklage, A Song of Fire and Mountain Dew Ice with Doritos and Mountain Dew. It was pretty good. Busta Rhymes verse from that old Chris Brown song, good stuff. At number 2, Tide, with multiple commercials throughout the night, and definitely the best viral advertising campaign, taking advantage of the Twitter age with their hashtag Is This a Tide Ad campaign. David Harbour of Stranger Things fame really knocked it out of the park in this series of meta advertisements explaining that every ad is a Tide ad because all the clothes are clean. So when you're watching the ad, you have to at first wonder if it's a Tide ad since everyone has clean clothes. And there was a couple of great commercials throughout the night with a fake out Budweiser commercial featuring a Clydesdale. You thought it was going to be a Budweiser commercial, but hey, it's a Tide ad. And is this going to be an Old Spice commercial? No, it's a Tide ad. Just good stuff from Tide. And they make delicious food. Don't eat Tide Pods. I do. And my number 1 favorite commercial, the M&M commercial featuring Danny DeVito, most recently known for his role in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I thought that tied together perfectly with the Eagles winning. Actually, the whole, well, not the whole It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia cast was at the game, but a few of them were there, pictured to my right or left. How do cameras work? And it just felt very serendipitous for him to be in a commercial. It was funny. He got hit by a garbage truck, I believe, and physical comedy is always great. He's great. It made me laugh, and the M&M commercial was my favorite. Let me know what Super Bowl advertisements you liked or didn't like in the comment section below, or if you're not from the United States of America, why are you still watching this? That's awesome, though. Thanks for watching. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and have a great rest of your day.